Morning, everybody. Stephen, Provost de Abruna, Board Chairman Ralph Pepito, trustees, family, staff, parents, and friends, and especially this great class of 2007. You can woo. This is my 25th graduation in higher education, my 6th year at Roger Williams. I say honestly, no class, I repeat this, no class is better than this class. You know, each year I get up here and I feel a little bit like Time magazine. Now, for some of your generation, I have to explain that Time is a magazine, and if you haven't actually seen one, they're pretty cool. They're like printed versions of online publications. They have words, they have pictures. We have many of them in our library. And for a few of you, that's the big building in the middle of the campus with the clock tower. Each year, Time suggests the person of the year. Back in the day, they called it the man of the year. What they try to do is find an individual who represents an extraordinary achievement that year. Good, bad, but extraordinary. Each year, I wrestle with important events to recount, people to recognize, stories to tell, even occasionally a song to sing. So in some ways, I'm like Time magazine, searching for the theme of the year. Time's most recent persons of the year have been President Bush, the American soldier, Bill and Melinda Gates, and Bono. And yes, from this very podium, I've recognized a few of our own people of the year. Jason Pettigome, our first Fulbright scholar. Yep. Of course, last year, student legend Ethan Marin. Shane Mathewson, who survived 5 years in architecture, and more importantly, 5 years as my daughter's boyfriend. And of course, the billboard icon of Metacom, Linda Clark. Now, folks, how can you top perfection? even I thought that was funny. Amazingly, this year, Time and I settled on the same person for recognition. Instead of the famous, the powerful, the celebrated, Time magazine's person of the year was you. That's right, you. You and you and you and you. That does not mean just Ernest Offley and Al Borelli, who asked me to mention them in my speech, which I just did. It does not mean just Ashley Gingerella, the 7th member of her family to graduate from Roger Williams. It means all of you. In the words of Time, you popularized YouTube. You are the faces of Facebook. You are MySpace. You create knowledge, disseminate it, without anyone's expressed written consent. You are the information generation. You have disrupted the established order of things. You've chartered your own path. You've created your own realities. The world is yours. And to quote the soon-to-be incarcerated Paris Hilton, that's hot. At Roger Williams University, in a different way, it's also been about you. You asked for a first-class recreation center, we built it. You asked for better food in the dining hall, you got better food and a new dining hall. You asked for more chances to study abroad, we created them. And while abroad, many of you learned that speaking loudly in English in Florence does not make your point more easily understood. You volunteered for more service hours than any students in this university's history. I'm proud of that. You, give yourself an applause. You went to Indonesia after the tsunami. You decided to go to New Orleans after Katrina. No one told you to do good, you just did it. You started more clubs and organizations than at any time in the history of the university. You registered to vote in record numbers in your first presidential election. and you voted in the town of Bristol, and you made a difference. And while your predecessors might have brought Busta Rhymes to campus, you brought Ludacris. It's your decision, not mine. CEN did it. And as an aside, when I was hanging with Luda and his posse over at the crib, I said, Luda, you call that a posse? I said, I got 1,000 of them all graduating May 19th. You made the Hawks Herald a source of pride as a student newspaper. You took leadership in the student senate, and you voiced your opinions emphatically, but with reason and respect, on those rare occasions when the administration was wrong. You took your management of WQRI very seriously when you upheld the rules and standards of the station against outside political pressure and the poor advice of your elders. So you ought to be proud. But enough about you. Time did not give out its award just because of individual accomplishments, but because individuals in relationship with others is what changes the world. It's what makes life worth living. It's what education is all about. The philosopher Martin Buber didn't call his treatise I and I, but I and thou. The Constitution does not begin with I, the person, but with we, the people. And of course, it's not me and myself, it's me, myself, and Irene. And that's the way it is at Roger Williams. It's about you learning galactic marketing from Professor Ben Carr, for whom your fellow graduates have now endowed a scholarship. It's about Professor Ulker Kapoor making you think about sustainability as a value. It's about you and Tony Hollingsworth reading Latin and celebrating the classics. It's about you learning to love the law because of Lisa Newcity. It's about you and Bill Grandgeorge, who steps down today after 4 decades of service. Four decades of service as a professor of theater, discussing with you what's happening on the London stage and getting you to love, or at least understand, Shakespeare. It's about students and faculty, student affairs staff and you, your coaches and you, student advocates and you, the custodians, food service, public safety officers and you, and those dozens upon dozens of connections that you will take with you from this university, and they'll be part of you forever. Now I'm going to conclude. It's a tradition that I usually conclude my remarks by mangling a lyric or two in a song, but I'm not going to do that today, because today is about you, and I'm not sure any of you want me to sing. Okay, that wasn't that enthusiastic, but we don't have that many traditions at Roger Williams. Let me just say this. Yours has been a great class. So no matter what happens in your life, don't change. You've been a first-class class. And to quote the near legendary Fergie, hit it. We fly in first class, up in the sky, popping champagne, living the life in the fast lane. I won't change for the glamorous. Oh, the flossy, flossy. Glamorous, glamorous. Oh, the flossy, flossy. Yeah, glamorous. So, thank you. You notice I didn't start with that if you don't have no money thing. So my last words to you, do not forsake who you are and what you are, because you are terrific. Don't forsake it for the glamorous, the flossy, flossy. And everybody, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your family and friends. be safe, be well, stop to smell the flowers on the way out. Please do not pick them. And the words of my friend, the late Warren Zevon, make sure you enjoy every sandwich. Congratulations.